I am Rath Vel, line commander of the Creel Compact, sworn to the ledger of clean victories. My account begins in the corridor outside Cutlass Gate on Cold Spindle, where we were to pry a human frigate called Daggerline off the berth and pacify the dock by dawn. Humans had held the station 3 days past schedule. Their hull was pitted and power limped, yet their repulsor still kicked. The manual said their doctrine is improvisation painted as courage. I prepared to erase both. We breached with 12 teams and drones to map their nerves before we saw their eyes. The gate peeled like a lid. Smoke, light. The drones reported no heat beyond the first elbow of corridor. "Empty," said my tactician. "They are inviting a rush," I said, and I put my hand on the wall. It was warm, the conductive paint humming. Humans sing through their hulls when they wish to speak quietly. I have learned to listen. We advanced in halves. The corridor bent left. I sent a mirror charge right, because humans turn corners into lessons. The mirror hit a foam door and found air. The drones went ahead and then dropped in ones and twos with a chitter that means interference, not impact. "Phase haze," my engineer said. "They are shaking our returns. They are asking us to measure." I put my knife in my hand. They had painted the deck with oil, not enough to make us slip, just enough to carry our footsteps forward. The microphones in our boots reported a platoon where there were 12 of us. A projector whispered the heartbeat at the end of the hall. Our volley shredded that ghost, and the backwash woke the thing that mattered. Heat, low and close. A printer curtain flexed and dropped a ribbon of mesh between us and the gate. Not to harm, to herd. We broke the lattice in 3 seconds, which is 2 longer than I like. In that time, human shapes flowed from the dark behind us like a tide reversing. I met the first with knife and shoulder. He was small for his harness, eyes like the inside of a gun barrel. His strike cracked my chest plate. We turned like blades in a box. I took his weight. He took my balance. He grinned in a way that said he had priced his life and paid. "Cole," he said, as if giving a receipt. "Cole Mercer." Humans announce themselves at the moment of decision. It is bravado, but also accounting. If they die, their name is the invoice they send to the living. My second line surged, and the corridor became arithmetic. Add 2, subtract 1, carry the wounded. We forced them back to a cross junction, and there they stopped being everywhere and chose to be a wall. "Back up your math," said a voice over the ducting. Not Cole, older. "You've got him measured wrong." The ceiling lights failed in a ripple. Humans love darkness the way we love clarity, not for comfort, but for advantage. The world returned as a scrape of fabric and a breath that was not mine. My third moved to throw a charge. His hand found a chain with a hook anchored to something unseen. When he pulled, the hook pulled back. He lost 3 fingers and kept moving. What turned the sum was a door. A maintenance hatch we had mocked as beneath consideration opened under our feet. Not all of us, just enough to make the back rank stumble and the front rank turn their heads. Then a line of human shapes rose from that hatch like smoke and cut the corridor into 2 smaller problems we were too narrow to solve. Cole found me again. "You learn fast," he said. "So do you," I said, and I gave him my name in return, because the invoice cuts both ways. We paid with seconds and air. The fight narrowed to a room, hot and stupid. He slammed me into a rail. I drove him into a wall. He headbutted my mouth. Copper bloomed. I returned an elbow. We fell together and stood together, then fell again. A chime from far below ended it. Human alarm tone, low, then rising. Daggerline had bled batteries to fling a shuttle out of the bay and into the gap between station and dark. They had bought a line of hope. The sound changed my troops before it changed me. Their eyes wobbled toward duty and away from victory. Cole saw it too. He stepped back one pace to breathe, then one more to live, then lifted his chin. "That's the last boss," he said, and I knew we had already lost what we came to take. We fought another minute for the record. When the shuttle reported clear, the human wall became a human ebb. They subtracted themselves from our knives with the grace of people who know survival is not cowardice. We owned the corridor, they owned the day. I stood with my chest plate cracked and my knife slick and felt something I did not recognize at first. Respect, pride learning a second language. My tactician said, "Orders?" I said, "We write the truth." This is the truth. Humans are the kind of arithmetic you do with your fists and your teeth when the counting sticks snap. They are not brave for despising fear. They are brave because they carry it like a pack and walk anyway. They improvise the way storms improvise, by remembering every path water can take and choosing several at once. We did not pacify Cold Spindle before dawn. The loss is inked and stamped, but the shuttle made its line to dark, and the man who gave me his name will tell his young about a creel who gave his back. On some later day, perhaps he will meet me again. We will do our sums and settle accounts. Until then, I acknowledge the debt. Humanity, you made us measure.